I've definitely wept just with the world, how judgmental they are.
When Justin Timberlake released his first studio album, Justified, his ex, Britney Spears, had no idea what was in store for her. The whole world basically turned on her, and it set off a series of events that would forever change her life and career. But through it all, Britney kept quiet, never turning on her ex to speak her truth. It wasn't until recently that she finally let everyone see Justin for who he really is, and you guys will never believe what she revealed. In the late 90s and early 2000s, Britney and Justin were the celebrity couple of their generation. They were on every magazine cover, they attended all kinds of award shows and press events together, and they led fashion trends for couples' outfits. The media built them up as a perfect match, and they were honestly like pop royalty at the time. And it turns out that Britney thought that they were made for each other too. Today News reported that in her book, The Woman in Me, she spoke about just how deeply she'd fallen for him. She wrote that she was so in love with him that it was pathetic. When they were anywhere in the same vicinity, his mom would say that they were like magnets and would stick together. Britney said, "I was so in love with Justin, just smitten. I don't know if when you're younger, love's a different thing, but what Justin and I had was special." So she added that he wouldn't even have to say anything or do anything for her to feel close to him. Okay, so I think you can get just how into him she was, which would explain why she put up with a lot in their relationship. You probably remember how when they split up, Justin and his PR team created this whole persona for him to be this heartbroken heartthrob who Britney had supposedly cheated on. But believe me when I say, Justin was no saint either. Britney must have been biting her lips when Justin was running all over the world on his album press tour, suggesting that he'd ended his relationship because of his ex's infidelity. Finally, in her memoir, we found out Britney's side of the story. First, let's get something out of the way though. Britney did admit to cheating on Justin by making out with a dancer named Wade Robson. She alleged that she'd been faithful to Justin for years, but there was that one time when she slipped up. And she even confessed what she'd done to Justin, who supposedly forgave her, and the couple supposedly moved on from it. But the question is, would Britney have even been unfaithful if she hadn't heard about what was going on with Justin first? In her book, she claimed that Justin had cheated on her a couple of times that she knew of. One time was allegedly with a woman from a British girl band named All Saints. The London paparazzi even got pictures of them together in a car once. She also heard rumors that he got intimate with dancers and some of his groupies too. She said that she let it all go. It was just one of those things that wasn't talked about. I honestly just feel really bad for Britney because she reportedly loved Justin so much, but she had no idea how things would end between them and all of the chaos that would come after that. According to The Woman in Me, everything went downhill in their relationship when Justin started working on his first solo album. Britney said that he would get super standoffish with her. She later realized it was because he decided to use her as ammunition for his record. She explained, "So it made it awkward for him to be around me, staring at him with all that affection and devotion. And get this, he's reportedly one of those guys who breaks up with their girlfriends over a text message. Can you actually believe that?" After 3 years together and everything that they'd been through, he sent her a breakup text when she was filming her music video for the Overprotected remix. Britney highlighted just how devastated she was after that. She wrote that she could barely speak for months, and whenever anyone asked her about him, she would burst into tears. She didn't get a diagnosis that she was clinically in shock, but she felt that way, and everyone who knew her understood that there was something really wrong with her. But little did Britney know that things were only going to get worse from there. In one chapter of her book, she spoke about the time she saw the Crimea River music video for the first time. She noticed that the woman in the video looked like her, and how this lookalike had cheated on Justin. It didn't take long for the press to turn on her. The narrative was clear. Britney was a vixen who'd broken the heart of America's golden boy. She claimed that the truth was that she was comatose in her hometown of Louisiana, recovering from the agonizing breakup, while Justin was happily running around Hollywood. When he was doing press for the album, he was repeatedly asked if he and Britney had ever broken their vows of abstinence. He admitted that he and Britney had been intimate with each other, and looking back, it often came across as bragging. According to an article on Medium, he would sometimes even make comments about his ex when he'd sing Crimea River while touring. He once allegedly introduced the song by saying that he thought he'd found the love of his life, but then he realized that she was just you can use your own imagination for the word he called her. All of his allegations really harmed Britney's image at the time, and it was pretty clear whose side the public was on. 2021. The documentary, Framing Britney Spears, used a clip from a 2003 Diane Sawyer interview where she told Britney that she'd done something that had caused Justin so much pain and so much suffering. And Britney couldn't say anything about what really happened between her and her ex. In an interview with Matt Lawyer years later, Britney admitted that the American press stopped seeing her as America's sweetheart after her breakup with Justin.
Did that put the spotlight on you in a negative sense?
I do think there was a little shift there, definitely.
It took Britney just over 20 years to finally be honest about her side of the breakup and the rippling effect that it had on her life. Today reported that in her memoir, she commented on how Justin never once talked about how he'd also cheated on Britney. She explained that there'd always been more leeway in Hollywood for men than for women. And she noticed how men were encouraged to talk trash about women in order to become famous and powerful. But why didn't Britney say any of this when the album came out? Why did she let him drag her name through the mud? We finally know the reason. It was because she knew that no one would take her side once Justin had convinced the world of his version. Britney wrote that she didn't think that Justin realized the power he had in shaming her. She added that she didn't think he understood that even now. Although Justin got to go on and have a long career after the success of Justified, and he never really faced any serious consequences for his actions, he did eventually face a public backlash in 2021. This was after the Framing Britney Spears documentary highlighted how he had benefited professionally from his split with Britney. The public turned on him and he started to get a lot of hate online. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. A report by BuzzFeed revealed that he ended up releasing a statement on his Instagram apologizing for his past actions. Justin wrote that he was deeply sorry for the times in his life where his actions contributed to the problem, where he spoke out of turn or did not speak up for what was right. He went on to say that he specifically wanted to apologize to Britney because he cared for and respected her. But his well-constructed apology fell on deaf ears, with people pointing out that it just sounded like something his PR team put together to try to save his reputation. After The Woman in Me was released in 2023, the BBC put up an article about how Britney had unofficially said sorry to Justin for some of what she'd written. In an Instagram post, she said, "I want to apologize for some of the things I wrote about in my book. If I offended any of the people I genuinely care about, I am deeply sorry." But I don't think Justin accepted the apology, because the New York Post reported that at one of his concerts in New York, he kind of addressed Britney's comments by saying that he would like to take the opportunity to apologize to absolutely nobody. But anyway, what do you guys think about all this? Should Britney have spoken up about Justin's alleged affair sooner? Do you think people would have believed her if she did? Or would it have worked against her? Let me know in the comments below.